Now, our topic of discussion is going to be combination of cells. So, as we have discussed previously, we know that resistors can be connected in different combinations, right? We have learnt about resistors in series and resistors in parallel. Now, what we are going to do is, we are going to discuss about cells in series and cells in parallel. So, let's try to visualize it practically. So, I have two batteries in my hand. So, you have seen a practical battery, how it looks like. You have a positive terminal, you have a negative terminal, you have a positive and a negative. Now let's see what is the definition of cells being connected in series. So when are cells said to be connected in series? Cells are said to be connected in series if the negative terminal of one cell, is connected to the positive terminal of the other, and so on. See, it is not necessary you are going to have only two cells in your hand. You can have multiple cells, right? So let's try to visualize it what it is. So you have the positive terminal. So what is the definition saying? If the negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell, then I can say that these two cells are connected in series. Now what we are going to do is, now we are going to find the equivalent EMF of these two cells, and we are also going to find the equivalent internal resistance of these two cells. Let's try to visualize it. Now, if we diagrammatically represent the cells being connected in series, how does it look like? So you have one positive terminal, negative, positive and negative. So negative of the first is connected to the positive of the second. Let's say the first cell has EMF E1 and resistance, internal resistance R1. Second cell has EMF E2 and internal resistance R2. Now, when these two are connected in this way, what happens is the first cell will start supplying current in this direction. Let's assume there is a wire connected to this. So the current starts flowing in this direction. Similarly, the second cell will also supply the current in the leftward direction. So this is, let's say the current supplied by this is I1, the current supplied by this is I2. Now both put together, we call it as I. So the total current that is getting supplied by both the cells is going to be I. So just like how we discussed in resistors in series, if the same amount of current is flowing through both the cells, then so there is an alternate way to understand that the cells are connected in series. Now the equivalent cell for this is going to look something like this. So you will have another cell. Let's say its equivalent resistance is E equivalent and its equivalent resistance is R equivalent, right? So here also the current is going to be I. Now look at the derivation. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to take the terminals across the first cell as A and B, across the second cell as B and C. That is, this point is A, this point is B. So when they are connected like this point B is getting shared between the negative terminal and the positive terminal of both the cells, and this point will be C. Now, we know that VA minus VB, the potential drop across the battery when it is getting discharged. So according to the diagram, we are able to understand that both the cells are getting discharged, right? VA minus VB will be equal to E1 minus I into R1. Similarly, VB minus VC is also something of the same format. It is going to be E2 minus I into R2. Now what is going to be the total potential difference? So total potential difference across both the cells put together will be equal to VA minus VC. So VA minus VC will be equal to E1 plus E2 minus I into R1 plus R2. So this is the equivalent potential drop across both the cells. So what I have done is, when I have connected them like this, I am trying to calculate what is the potential drop between this point and this point. Now if I replace these two cells, then this point will be A and this is going to be C. Now let's try to calculate what is VA minus VC according to this diagram. So VA minus VC is going to be E equivalent minus I into R equivalent. So if I take this as equation number 1, if I take this as equation number 2, then since the left hand sides of equation 1 and 2 are the same, the right hand sides are supposed to be the same. So from this what I can write is E1 plus E2 minus I into R1 plus R2 is equal to E equivalent minus I into R equivalent. So comparing the terms on both the sides, so when I say terms, E1 plus E2 is what is E equivalent, R1 plus R2 is what is R equivalent. right? So the equivalent EMF of these two cells is going to be E1 plus E2, and the equivalent internal resistance will be R1 plus R2. Now from this, let's see what are the rules for the combination of cells. So from this, one thing is clear: when you are trying to calculate the equivalent EMF for cells connected in series, they get added, right? So equivalent EMF of series combination of cells is equal to sum of their individual EMFs. And secondly, equivalent resistance of the cells in series combination is equal to sum of their individual internal resistances. So this is the point, right? Now an important note here is, see, in the initial case I told you that if the negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive of the other, we say that the cells are connected in series. Sometimes what will happen is, it is not necessary that the negative needs to get connected to the positive. You might have a case where the negative of the first is connected to the negative of the second. That is, the polarities will be like this. If they are connected in this way, what will happen is, the current supplied by the first cell will be in the leftward direction. The current supplied by the second cell will be in the rightward direction. So when you complete a circuit, both the currents will be opposite to each other. So what happens is, they will have a tendency to get cancelled out. Okay. So now we are going to find what is going to be the equivalent EMF if they are connected in the reverse way. So that's what is given. See, if in the series combination, negative of the first cell is connected to the negative of the second, then the equivalent EMF is going to be E1 minus E2. Let's try to derive and see why it is so. So you have positive and the negative of the first cell, negative and positive of the second cell. So if I take it like this, E1, R1, E2, R2. Now again I'll take the points as A, B and C. So from this, what is going to be the equivalent cell? The equivalent cell is going to be both replaced with one particular cell whose equivalent resistance is E equivalent and equivalent resistance is R equivalent. So I will take the terminals across the equivalent cell to be A and C. In this case, what will happen is, let's assume that E1 is greater than E2. So which current is going to dominate? Let's say E1 is supplying I1, E2 is supplying I2. As I told you in the beginning, both the currents will get cancelled out. Let's say after the currents get cancelled out, the total current that is flowing through the circuit is I. Okay. Then what will VA minus VB in this case be? VA minus VB, if you observe, the first cell is getting discharged. So when it is getting discharged, it will be E1 minus I into R1. Similarly, what is the value of VB minus VC? If you observe VB minus VC, the current across the second cell is going to be in such a way that the second cell is getting charged. So when it is getting charged, it will be E1 plus I into R1. And remember one thing, when I do VB minus VC, I'm trying to subtract a bigger value from a smaller value. So this value will be negative. So if it has to become positive, what we are supposed to do is, we need to consider VC minus VB. So VA minus VB is already known. Then if you try to calculate VC minus VB, this will be minus of E1 plus I into R1. So from this, if you add these two equations, what is that you are going to get? You will get VA minus VC will be equal to, so when I add these two equations, you will get VA minus VC is equal to E1 minus E2 plus I into, sorry, it is not plus, it is minus I into R1 plus R2. Okay. Similarly, if you do VA minus VC for the equivalent cell, you will get E equivalent minus I into R equivalent. So when you compare this expression with this value, what is that we are going to get? The final value that we will get here is E equivalent will be equal to E1 minus E2, and R equivalent is still going to be R1 plus R2. And this is the reason why we have written E equivalent is equal to E1 minus E2.